His academic background is in law and political science, and his business expertise in wealth investment and digital currency. But our next speaker is now focused on leading the charge to introduce voice-based engagement software to the hotel industry. Please welcome Volara's co-founder and CEO, David Berger.
Good afternoon. In December 2014, my wife and I had a baby. Just 1 month prior, thank you, just 1 month prior, Amazon had given birth to Alexa. Unaware of Amazon's Alexa at the time, and well-meaning, my wife and I, we named our child Amelia. We dodged a bullet on that one. Our second choice name was Alexa. And as any of you know that have brought a creature like this into the world, they're absolutely magical. They're not mobile, yet can be heard from a distance. They're not dexterous, yet can really reach out and grab you. And sometimes they understand when spoken to, but they often pick up on your words when you're talking with someone else. Like Alexa, my daughter Amelia today is a toddler. She's full of promise, makes a lot of noise, and the adults in her life are still trying to figure her out. So let's take a minute to talk about my daughter's contemporary, Alexa. She came into this world with some unique capabilities. The ability to understand natural language, human-like speech, and, like my daughter, the ability to connect with, even control, just about everything. How many of you in the audience, in your companies, have a voice strategy? Does anyone out there have a voice strategy? Anyone started to build maybe some Alexa skills? So, for those of you who have built an Alexa skill, you're in good company. Today, there are about 60,000 skills in the skill store. Yet, like many of those who've built those skills, you're probably wondering, has anyone taken Alexa out of the box? Because there are 50 million devices that have been sold, 60,000 skills in the skill store, yet 69% of those have just 1 or 0 review, a sign of very low utilization. And if you're lucky enough to engage a user, to engage with your Alexa skill, you have just about a 3% likelihood that they're going to return. Now, I'm not here to coach you on how to get more users for your Alexa skill. There are plenty of high-priced consultants that can do that. I'm here to ask you to shift the paradigm. Because as travel industry executives, you know that the experience is central to your product. And the true promise of voice technology is contextually relevant, totally awesome, conversational experiences at scale. I want to say that again. Contextually relevant, totally awesome, conversational experiences at scale. Take a journey with me. This was me just yesterday. We've all been here. Yesterday, I flew in from JFK Airport, 5 a.m., bleary-eyed. I had my earbuds in, walking through the airport. And I just want to get to my gate. I just want to fight the crowds, get through TSA, and get to my gate. This is the experience that all of us know today as travel. This is how we start travel. Yet, I want you to reimagine this experience with me for a moment. Again, 5 a.m., bleary-eyed, I have my earbuds in, and I hear, as I walk into JFK, Mr. Berger, welcome. You have 1 hour and 49 minutes until your flight, 1 hour and 29 minutes until the gate closes. The nearest TSA line is to the left. The shortest TSA line is to the right. Engaged, I go to the right. As I'm walking towards the shorter of the two TSA lines, I'm told, Mr. Berger, you're approaching the TSA line. It will take you about 10 minutes to traverse the line. Would you like to use the restroom? I politely decline, continue on through TSA. At the end of through the x-ray, I'm putting my shoes back on, and I hear, Mr. Berger, your wife's birthday is just 6 days away. Would you like to buy her a present? There's a Tiffany just 30 yards down the terminal. Again, for budget reasons, I politely decline, and I ask where I can get a latte. I head over to Starbucks, and as I'm sitting there, I say, how much time until my flight? And I hear, you have 29 minutes until the gate closes. Wanting to use that time wisely, I say, well, is there somewhere more affordable I can pick up a present for my wife? And I hear, well, based on your budget, I'd recommend Hudson News. So I go to Hudson News, I get an I Heart NYC magnet for my wife for her birthday. We'll see how that works out. And I head to my flight. Now, when I get to my flight, I walk onto the plane, take my bag, I put it up above in the overhead compartment, I take my jacket off, and then I sit down. I'm 6'3". I don't fit in these seats. I look to the left, I look to the right, looking for relief, and I see none. I start to brace myself, sweating, thinking about 6 hours in this position. Now let's reimagine. Again, I walk down the aisle, I place my bag overhead, I take my jacket off, I sit down, and this time, through the headrest, I hear, Mr. Berger, we know you often upgrade your seat. We have an even more space seat available for just $99. Would you like it? Yes. At that moment, $99 feels like a steal. I move my seat, and I head on to Los Angeles in comfort. Now, when I land in Los Angeles, I'm hungry. I've been on the plane for 6 hours. But I'm also eager to get to the hotel. I've got a big conference to go to. And so I immediately pull out my phone as I'm disembarking the plane, and I order an Uber. Many of you probably do the same. And immediately I see that my Uber was going to arrive in about 3 minutes. So I rush through LAX, down through the tunnels, come out to the curb, and this is what I see. I don't see my Uber anywhere. I immediately look down, and it says that my car is a silver Toyota Prius. Not very helpful. So I call the driver, and he says, I'm in traffic. I know. Now let's reimagine this experience for a moment. When I landed on the airplane at LAX, instead of just pulling out my phone, I heard a voice that said, Mr. Berger, Phocuswright has partnered with Lyft and is offering discounted rides to and from the show. Now, I'd seen this before. I'd seen this before in an email before the show, but it wasn't in context, so I didn't pay attention. So I immediately say, yes, I'll take a Lyft for a discount. I'm then told that my Lyft will be arriving in about 3 minutes. I start to hustle down the jet bridge, And now I'm told, Mr. Berger, the Uber is stuck in traffic. You now have 9 minutes. So hungry, I have an opportunity to get some food before heading to the car. Now, you might think that some of this is far-fetched, that it's not, that it's way off in the distant future. Proactive, voice-based engagement. But the truth is, it's happening today in over 100 hotels across the country. Hotel guests are being engaged proactively in their guest room with information like, what's the Wi-Fi password? What time is breakfast? With concierge recommendations personalized in the voice of the concierge, like, where can I get dinner? Where can I play some golf? And in the middle of this on-demand economy, hotels are now able to serve their guests on demand just by letting them speak in their room. Can I get a toothbrush? Can I get towels? Can I get a coffee? And this experiment over the past 2 years has been so well received that today there are over 1,000 positive reviews talking about voice assistants on TripAdvisor. And the interest from hotels has really reverberated. 33% of hoteliers have told Hospitality Technology magazine that they plan to install voice technology this upcoming year. And our data at Volara shows that 30% of item and service requests in hotels, at voice-enabled hotels, are coming through the voice assistants. It's being used. And we know that engaged guests spend 3 times more on hotel properties than those that aren't engaged. And we are seeing 5 times the engagement through voice assistants as we did through the guest room phone. Now, this is logical because Phocuswright has told us that 47% of online travelers today have experience with voice assistants. They have them at home, they have them in their everyday life. They're starting to expect them during their journey. This is also happening in hotels across the country. You've all seen them. 5 times less engagement, 50% more resources expended in serving a guest. And worse, because guests don't want to touch these germ-infested, antiquated devices, hotels are ceding the experience, ceding their relationship with their guests to the apps on their personal mobile devices. Two years ago, I had a second child. And no, we didn't revert to our second choice name from 2 years prior. I share this image because both of these children, ages 4 and 2, are conversant today with multiple voice assistants. They're not typing, they're not tapping, they're talking. Alexa, play Baby Shark. Okay, Google, what did the fox say? They're having contextually relevant conversational experiences today, and they will expect them as they grow and consume travel. The true promise of voice technology is contextually relevant, totally awesome conversational experiences at scale. And I leave you with this. If you had 5 additional opportunities to engage with your travelers, engage with your customers, your prospects, your guests, during their journey, would you take that opportunity? Thank you.